Jabba, sweet and hot. Whoop, Mr. Mocha, I'm a pumpkin spot.
Welcome to Fueled by Death Show. Hey, it's not just a podcast anymore. Get ready, the show's about to begin.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Dustin.
You ever go to put your coffee down, you're like, wait, no, I didn't drink enough yet.
Yes, a lot. Almost every day.
I do it all the time. Or you go to take a drink and it's empty and you're like, oh shit, I didn't drink enough yet.
It's the truth. In fact, sometimes I will drink coffee and I'll put it down and then my brain, there's I don't know, a switch in my brain which immediately is just like, you need coffee. Like it didn't even register that I just had that sip.
I was so upset this morning. I left to come here to do the meeting, the meeting this morning.
Yeah.
But I had just made it was the perfect cup of coffee.
And you left it on your desk.
Well, I had to. It was in a mug, and I Chemexed it.
Yeah.
And it was some good stuff that I had from a good coffee company. It wasn't Death Wish, believe it or not. Relax,
there's
Jeff.
good coffee out there.
I put the perfect amount of stevia in it. It tasted it had that hot cocoa taste. And it was hot, and it was -5 this morning.
Yeah, it was.
And my hands still hurt, and it was just a perfect cup of coffee, and I had to leave it behind. I was so sad. By the time I got back, it was cold. It tasted totally different. It was not the same cup of coffee at all. It was very... And that's the show, everybody.
Don't neglect your coffee. But welcome, everybody. It is another episode of Fueled by Death Show here. This is the companion show to episode 110 of the podcast, and we'll get to that in a little bit. As always, I am the Incredible Jeff.
And I am the Amazing D-Man. Oh, there's Jeff.
Yes, and... if this is your first time joining the show, we're giving away something like we do every single show, but this time it's two things. We're giving away the Frau Perkta set.
This is like the double dragon mug set of Death Wish.
Yeah, so
that was a weird reference.
The evil witch and the good witch there that we released during Christmas season this year, both mugs will be signed and sent out to one lucky winner. All you got to do if you're watching this show is it premieres on Facebook on Wednesday night. All you got to do is share the show and then drop a comment in those comments. Join the conversation in the comments. One lucky comment will be chosen at random when the show is over, and you'll get this set. These mugs.
Both of them?
Both of them.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're going deep this week. It's something different. That's why you always want to tune in. You never know what we're gonna do.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So share, it's that easy. You know what else is easy? Following us on social media. I personally am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
I am at Death Wish Dustin.
And if you guys want to follow everything we do here at Fueled by Deathcast, it's really easy to do. Follow at Fueled by Deathcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and join the conversation over there. I'm trying to, ask you guys some questions, get you guys involved. I'm having a lot of fun on Instagram. I'm having moderate fun on Facebook, and I'm having no fun on Twitter. Nobody has fun on Twitter.
Does anybody have fun on Twitter?
I do like Twitter because it keeps me up to date with a lot of people that we have on the show.
Right, that makes sense.
So, it's cool. I use it. So, if you guys are fans of the show and the people that we talk to, follow us on Twitter because what I try to do is I try to retweet a lot of those people
that makes sense.
What they're doing.
Yeah.
So, it keeps us all in this huge Fueled by Death community, which is kind of fun.
They should just rename Twitter to Hate Space. It's just rough.
It's really true. Now, speaking of social media, what is the one thing we say every week that you should do about social media outside of follow us?
Is it something to do with Christian Slater?
It sure is.
Oh, my God.
You better go and follow at Real Christian Slater on Instagram.
You better.
At Christian Slater on Twitter.
You better.
We love Christian Slater. We want the world to follow him. And we take this moment at the top of every show to profess our love for the man, the myth, the legend that is Christian Slater. And we've been running down some of his most famous movies and television shows the last few shows that we've been doing this. And you brought this one up recently, and it's been so long since I've seen this movie, I totally forgot Christian Slater was even in it. And that is Interview with a Vampire.
This had to have been my favorite movie about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah. You really,
15, 20 years ago,
multiple
actually.
times, favorite movie?
Dude, over and over and over and over and over again. I loved it. I loved Tom Cruise's Vampire Lestat because I love the books.
Yes.
I love the
they're
Anne
great
Rice books.
Yep,
They were great. I loved I love Brad Pitt's character and his
stacked
tortured
cast.
soul. And yeah, Christian Slater for a little bit, you know. And
So before we go further, here is the quickest clip I can play of this movie without getting in trouble.
So, what do you do?
I'm a vampire.
That's something I haven't heard before.
So, from your recollection, then, because it's been so long since I've seen this movie, what is Christian Slater doing in this movie again?
he's the interviewer.
He's the interviewer.
He's the interviewer that makes Interview with a Vampire. So, in the Anne Rice books, I believe Interview with a Vampire came way later on. So you have the whole like backstory of all these vampires and everything and what they've
Queen
been
of the
doing.
Dam is before it.
Yeah,
and
this is kind of like a recollection of everything where this interviewer, Christian Slater, meets up with Brad Pitt and starts talking about funky vampire shit. You know? So Antonio Banderas is in this shit. Don't forget about him. And Kirsten Dunst.
Yep. So it would be safe to say there would be no interview if there wasn't the interviewer. So there'd be no movie without Christian Slater.
Christian Slater is the Jeff and Dustin of the vampire world.
I like that a lot. Well, because we talked about it, I am going to watch this movie. It's like it holds
up. It holds up.
It's probably been 10 years since I've seen it.
It holds up really, really, really well. It's really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. So I don't know if you guys are fans of it either, but
you will be.
Sound off in the comments if you are. Speaking of people that we love, though, I gotta throw it out to our good friend, Brock Powell.
BrockFox.com.
He's the voice actor on this show and 1,000 voices out there in the world. Go follow him at Brock Fox across all social media. Go to BrockFox.com to see all the cool stuff that he's doing this year. He just got to do a scene on his Disney Channel show where he does a ton of extra voices on Milo Murphy's Law. He got to do a voice acting scene with Mark Hamill. And how cool is that?
It's awesome.
To be in the same, even though it's animated, you're still in the same scene as Luke Skywalker.
That's pretty awesome.
That is pretty freaking awesome. So congrats to Brock. And we love him to death. And stick around, guys, because we got a great show coming up. Because we're giving away 2 mugs, I'll tell you on the podcast tomorrow, we got 2 guests.
Oh, shit.
You're going to meet an incredible jiu-jitsu instructor and competitor is the word I'm looking for, Sloan Climber, and the return for the second time to the show, UFC fighter and former Marine Liz Carmouche.
In person, by the way, and kicking my ass.
Yes.
It's great.
Yeah, you're going to see all that. Plus, we have a very, very special reveal from artist Rob Pryor about something special he did with Stan Lee right before Stan Lee died. And that's really cool. That's going to be coming up a little bit later in this show as well. You're going to meet this week's Death Star, Henrik. New details to be announced about our cold brew release and some more stuff, plus weird fitness equipment on the roast, and some quick and some fun and some interesting topics on science coming up next.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
Well, if you haven't gotten the notification yet, we have one discount code to rule them all, and it is the best discount code. It is Discount of Death. All one word, Discount of Death. And you can use it at any point to get 12% off of anything on deathwishcoffee.com. We got a lot of cool things going. There's a lot of good mugs. A lot more mugs were being released. And I mean, you know, it's the beginning of a new year, and we've got some really cool things coming. So you're going to want to keep this discount code in your back pocket at all times.
12% off, especially if you're trying to get that sweet free shipping at $50 by purchasing $50 or more on the website. 12%, that's a nice discount.
Well, you think that might knock you under the $50
No,
mark?
you just you push it a little bit.
You buy a few more things.
Yeah, you get those for free because of the 12% off.
Come on, you guys know how to work an online store, right?
You know how to work it. 12% off, discounted death, all one word, forever. Use it every single purchase on deathwishcoffee.com.
Science!
Okay, D-Man, on Science this week, real quick, what I want to do is I want to touch base on a topic we've been talking about the last couple weeks, and that is the New Horizons spacecraft and the asteroid in the Kuiper Belt, Ultima Thule. And we talked about how it made
coolest
it there.
name, too, by the way.
It made it there to orbit this far distant celestial body on January 1st. And what's really cool is they compiled all of the photos that they got of Ultima Thule as the spacecraft, the New Horizons spacecraft, was approaching it, and they have this approach video that I'm going to play for you guys. It's real quick. It just shows, it gives you that sense of approaching this thing, which is really, really neat.
Like, this is what it's like when Ultima Thule crashes into your face.
And like I said, it had this close encounter on January 1st, and it's about 2,200 miles away right now, and it's orbiting it. The spacecraft downloaded these high-resolution images and sent them back 4 billion miles on its way back to Earth.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's still going to be out there for months.
It looks molecular, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Well, and like we explained on an earlier episode, it's really showing us how a planet was formed 4.5 billion years ago. That's how old this thing is. It never turned into a planet. It was just the beginnings of it.
Yeah.
And we kind of saw that from there. But I just thought it was neat that they compiled it into that little animation to just give you that insight of approaching it just like New Horizons did. Another cool thing that happened from space just recently is there was a photo of Earth that was taken 71 billion miles away. NASA released this brand new photo of our planet from an astonishing 71 miles away, and that is from the OSIRIS-REx mission. And we talked about that recently, too, where that is it's near this asteroid called Bennu, and it's going to be orbiting that asteroid, and in a year or so, it's actually going to just kiss it and take a sample from it, and it's going to come back to Earth in 2023.
Crazy.
Which is and we're going to be able to really, see that kind of thing. And again, if you guys are just listening to this on our podcast, you can go over to Fueled by Deathcast on Facebook and see all these photos that we're talking about right on our Facebook page. But this photo of Earth from 71 million miles away. Sometimes the millions and billions get a little weird.
Out in space, what is, and I've heard this talked about a lot, in our minds, what is the relative distance between 71 million and 71 billion
exactly.
miles? Literally, my brain goes, a fucking lot.
Right.
It's just a lot.
So if you're looking at this photo up in the top right corner there, that is the overexposed image of the asteroid Bennu. Now, all the way in the lower left, you can see a tiny pale dot with the tiniest dot next to it. That is the Earth with our moon.
Oh, that's the moon.
And that is 71 million miles away.
That's so cute.
That's really, really cool. Now, this harkens back to one of the most famous photos ever taken and the farthest away photo ever taken, and that is the photo called the Pale Blue Dot. The Pale Blue Dot was taken from Voyager 1 as it was past Pluto, and Carl Sagan asked for it to turn around and point itself back towards Earth so it could take that photo, and that tiny dot in the red line is 1 pixel in width, and that is the Earth from the farthest away we've ever done it. And I have a really short and very cool video remembering the Pale Blue Dot photo from Carl Sagan's actual wife, Anne Doran, and here's that.
This was the pale blue dot. This was our willingness to see the Earth as a 1 pixel object in a far greater cosmos. It's that humility that science gives us, that weans us from our childhood need to be the center of things. And Voyager gave us that image of the Earth that is so heart-tugging, because you can't look at that image and not think of how fragile our world is, how much we have in common with everyone with whom we share it, our relatedness to everyone on this tiny pixel.
Yeah, it's some heavy stuff.
It's
really
touching,
cool.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really does put it into perspective when you think about the world and how large the Earth is when we're sitting here on it, but then seeing it represented as a single pixel in a picture. It's like we're all on that tiny pixel.
I mean, it's literally just a speck of fucking dust blowing in space wind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And that's why I wanted to bring up those two things real quick at the top of our science segment this week. I thought that was some pretty cool stuff. But the story that hit this week, actually, I think it was last week or the week before, I read it in one of the science journals. I thought it was really, really interesting. We are observing now that white dwarfs are turning into crystals. And that's really cool when you think about it. So, white dwarfs are the remains of medium-sized stars similar to our sun. Once these stars have burnt all the nuclear fuel in their core, they shed their outer layers, leaving behind this hot core, and then over millions and billions of years, that cools down and cools down and cools down. These ultra-dense remnants still emit thermal radiation as they cool, and they're visible to astronomers as rather faint objects. It's estimated that up to 97% of the stars in our Milky Way galaxy will eventually turn into white dwarfs, while the most massive of stars will end up as either neutron stars or black holes.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So
I still don't understand how any of this works.
well, the cooling of white dwarfs lasts billions of years, like I said. Once they reach a certain temperature, the originally hot matter inside the star's core starts to crystallize, becoming solid, the same way that crystals form on Earth. And the process actually is very similar to liquid water turning into ice at 0 degrees Celsius on Earth, except that the temperature at which this solidification happens in white dwarfs is extremely high. Think 10 million degrees Celsius.
wow.
Yeah. Now,
I
this
can't think 10 million. That's like saying 71 million miles away. It's
It
just-
is.
I really have no sense of relativity of that.
Now, this is an artist's impression of some possible evolutionary pathways for stars of different initial masses. Some protostars, brown dwarfs, they never actually get hot enough to ignite into fully fledged stars and just simply cool off and fade away. Red dwarfs, the most common type of star, keep burning until they've transformed all their hydrogen into helium, turning into white dwarfs. Sun-like stars, like our sun, swell into red giants before puffing away their outer shells into colorful nebula while their cores collapse again into a white dwarf. The most massive stars collapse abruptly once they have burned out, and that leads to a supernova explosion, a gamma ray burst, and, like I said, leaving behind either a neutron star or a black
It's kind of
hole.
a cool graph, but it's
Yeah.
like it's just wild to think about these things.
It really
like,
is.
what is happening out there, and why is this happening?
Exactly. So not all white dwarfs crystallize at the same pace. More massive stars cool down more rapidly and will reach the temperature at which crystallization happens in about 1 billion years. White dwarfs with lower masses, closer to the expected end stage of the sun, cool in a slower fashion, requiring up to about 6 billion years. So our sun still has about, as so scientists say, about 5 billion years before it dies. Okay?
Before it goes into this
becomes a white dwarf. Before it burns out its core.
How long before it becomes the red giant?
It is a red. Our sun-like star will burn into a red giant gradually through time. Okay, and then it will shed all those layers off and become a white dwarf in about 5 billion years.
I mean, I'm sure before it even becomes a white dwarf, we'll be wiped away.
Of course, and then
And not just because of time, because of the process of
Right.
it turning into a white
of course,
dwarf.
and then once it's a white dwarf, it's another almost 5 billion years, maybe 6 billion years before it crystallizes.
Oh, that's so strange. So there's literally giant crystals flying around in space.
That's what's the coolest thing about this. So Dr. Tremblay says
Wow.
all white dwarfs will crystallize at some point in their evolution, although more massive white dwarfs go through the process sooner. This means that billions of white dwarfs in our galaxy have already completed the process and are essentially crystal spheres in the sky. Now, what's amazing about this is that this is Star Trek type stuff or
Yeah.
Star Wars type stuff, science fiction type stuff, where you see the intrepid gang of whatever in a starship, traveling the cosmos, and they
Yeah.
come across this planet that's made out of crystal.
Yeah.
It's one of those crazy things that you'd see like in a Star Trek episode or something, but it's real.
It's real.
It's real. What could we do with that crystal? Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, how hard it is. It could be the hardest thing in the universe.
Yeah, it could be a billion times harder than a diamond.
It could be the most powerful fuel we'd ever thought of.
So I wonder what the gravitational pull on these giant sphere-like crystals are.
I think next to nothing because it's lost all of its radiation.
Yeah, but it has a lot of mass.
It's true. That's true.
Does it have a significant amount of mass because it's so dense? Like if that were a giant diamond, it'd have a seriously amount of mass.
We're just learning all these answers to these questions because this is something we've theorized about white dwarfs. We've theorized that, hey, we think that this is happening. Now with the technology that we have with like Hubble telescope and like the ways that we can look and peer into the depths of the universe, we're seeing, oh, this is really what's happening. We're seeing this happen. We're seeing stars burn out all of their stuff and apparently be this hard crystallized mass. But we're starting to figure out, okay, what does that weigh? What is it comprised of? What can we learn?
Have we even found one?
We have found the remnants of what we believe that this is happening, but we haven't found a specific one to study because they're so far away. There's universe is massive and there's so many stars. And when you think about it,
but now that we know it exists, we can kind of look for it.
That's the thing. Now that we know what we're looking for, we can specifically make instrumentation to look for this.
Yeah.
The same way, like we've talked about on previous science episodes, that we're starting to do just scanning our skies. Again, last week we talked about exoplanets.
Yeah.
Just 10 years ago, that was a pipe dream. Like, oh man, I hope Hubble could find something if we pointed over here. Now we have specific instruments like the TESS spacecraft in space specifically looking for these things.
Yeah, and we're building better machines every day to handle this.
Exactly. So it would just go to show that I would be very certain that in the future we will have specific instruments in place that are looking specifically for crystallized white dwarfs.
Oh, can you imagine? Well, y'all know when we do find one, you're going to hear it first. For sure.
For sure.
We're going to be stupid excited.
I'm already excited because just giant balls of crystals floating around space. That's some pretty fun things to think about.
Yeah, and I mean, wait, let me go back a little bit here.
All right.
So 97% of the stars in our Milky Way galaxy will eventually turn into white dwarfs. That means there is a distant future. Billions and billions of years where the Milky Way will be specifically comprised of 97% of spherical crystals the size of planets and stars just floating around.
Well, and you have to, I mean, here's to get it.
And you think, well, sorry, there could be ghost galaxies out there that are specifically just that, almost like a ghost town where just like there used to be life here, but it's all just giant floating spherical crystals.
And I'll break your brain a little bit farther. You know, because we've been talking about distance and time and the way light reaches us and how long it takes, a lot of what we're seeing could already be galaxies of crystals, and we're just seeing the death of them.
We're just seeing its past.
Right.
Okay.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's
Crazy
a good one.
Stuff, but
good
I like
one, Jeff.
It.
Good
but
find.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Good. It is a fully operational Death Star of the Week.
All right, guys, Death Star of the Week time. I always say if you are not a fan or a friend of the official Death Wish Coffee Company community page over on Facebook, get on it. They are over 4,000 strong right now. A lot of good people over there, and everybody is professing their love of coffee and especially Death Wish coffee. And this week, I'm pulling another one from that massive list of people. And so if you've never met Henrik Thomas Poulsen, you're going to meet him right now. Henrik, thank you so much for joining us on the Death Star segment this week. And I want to start where I always do. I want to know, when did you hear about Death Wish Coffee, either the coffee or the company? Do you remember the year it was? How did you hear about it?
Actually, it was the beginning of 2018. I was looking for a new coffee, and I like to search the web. So I did, and I found Death Wish, saw the reviews on it, and I thought, you know what, gotta try it, and boom, been that ever since.
Awesome. Were you a big coffee drinker before finding Death Wish coffee?
Yes.
Yeah. How much coffee do you drink a day, would you say?
On average, 50 ounce.
Nice. And for your brewing method, what's your go-to brewing method for coffee?
I have a Ninja brew station that actually drips the new machine.
Yeah.
It just came out with, which is, it's a nice machine.
That's awesome. Yeah, they really do. They make a great product. In fact, they make a lot of great products.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And actually, my wife has one too, but she has the old model.
Yeah.
So she did this.
Awesome. That's awesome. Before I keep going, I gotta ask, and I'm sure you get this all the time. Are you a real Viking?
Yes, I am. I'm 6'9" Danish Viking.
Yeah, because were you, and not to get too personal, but were you born in the States?
No.
So you were born in Norway?
Denmark.
Denmark. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that Death Wish coffee is caffeinating an actual Viking. That makes me feel really good. And on the other side of the coffee, I gotta ask, because I always ask this question of everybody, as we pride ourselves not only on making the world's strongest coffee, but some of the coolest mugs out there. Do you collect the Death Wish mugs?
Yes, we do.
Do you remember the first mug you got from Death Wish?
I think it was the Valhalla year mug.
Of course. That's awesome. Do you have you must have an extensive collection at this point. Do you have a favorite mug, like a go-to mug you use all the time? Yes. I love that sand color.
Yeah, it is. And the size.
Yeah.
Bit on the small side, but hey, you know.
Well, when you're a towering Viking like yourself, we got to work on making like a 50-ounce mug for you, I think.
Well, I'll say a 30-plus ounce would do it.
I'll work on it. And that brings me to my last question then. You've been a fan of the company and the coffee for years now. You've seen us grow. You've seen us come out with the mugs, the merchandise, all the stuff we've done. Is there anything we haven't tried that you'd like to see us try?
I would say a Lego set.
A Lego set?
Yes.
Oh, are you a big Lego fan?
Yeah, well, Lego is from Denmark, so...
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. That's a really, I mean, maybe like a Viking ship or something.
Yeah, and I would love to see the original Santa mug, Odin.
Ooh,
an Odin mug.
Like just straight Odin. Yeah. Ooh, I like that idea too. Ooh, good ideas. And I'm sure, we could probably get Zach on board with an Odin mug, of course. I mean, like that would just be great.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. That is so cool. Well, I gotta say, man, I see you on the, online and, repping the company. You're a big supporter of Death Wish, and I honestly, I can't thank you enough for enjoying what we do and talking about it like you do.
You're welcome.
Awesome. And again, I can't thank you enough for taking time and talking with me on the show today.
No problem.
Awesome. Thanks.
Welcome back to the show.
All right, guys. So this week I've got something special.
We have something special.
Yeah,
Jeff.
sorry.
It's not just you. We are very excited to bring this news to you. I mean, we recently talked to Rob Pryor, and he broke some really awesome news to us, and we just wanted to bring it to you as quick as possible because it's amazing and awesome.
Rob Pryor is an incredible artist. Dustin and myself actually met him a couple times at the Walker Stalker conventions. He does a lot of convention stuff. He paints with both hands. He can do multiple paintings at once.
To metal music.
I think I have a picture of him doing
That's
multiple
so good.
paintings at once. It's incredible what he does, and he's had an incredible career because he's not just an artist. He's a director. He's an illustrator. He's a sculptor. It's nuts. And next week on episode 111 on the podcast, you're going to meet him in full. We're going to have that full interview. But I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek this week because on January 30th, in Hollywood, California, at the Chinese Theater, there's going to be a celebration of the life of Stan Lee. And It's going to be completely officiated by Kevin Smith. There's going to be a ton of celebrities there, including Mark Hamill, Vincent D'Onofrio, RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan, and a bunch of others. There's going to be a musical performances. There's going to be Q&A with some of these people. There's going to be costumes that Stan wore in some of his cameos in the Marvel movies and stuff like that. And Rob Pryor is going to be on hand unveiling some new pieces that he did with that feature Stan in iconic comic book covers, but he replaced the faces with Stan, and it's amazing in his style. It's absolutely incredible. And what's even more incredible is before Stan died, he came and approved everything that Rob was doing and signed every single one of these. And it was one of the last things he did before he passed away. And when we interviewed Rob took us around his studio in L.A. and showed us some of the unfinished pieces that he will be premiering at this celebration with Stan. And subsequently, his entire gallery show is going to go on tour this year across America.
So cool.
So in major cities across America throughout the year, you're going to be able to see all over 60 pieces that Rob did featuring Stan, all of them signed, all of them completely loved and admired by Stan the man himself. And I wanted to give you guys this little sneak peek of not this week's episode, but next week's episode with Rob Pryor and him talking about what he got to do with Stan, and that's here.
Yeah, I think I told you guys a little bit about the Stan Lee thing, right?
I don't think so.
It's you guys are getting literally the advanced word on this.
Okay.
It just popped out. If you type in Rob Pryor Stan Lee Memorial at the end of this month, you'll everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Stan Lee gallery show that Stan signed, most of the paintings, and he was like, he'd wake up every day and he'd want to work on them, and sign them, and so we were working on it I was working on it with him, and it was the last thing he ever did was working on my stuff.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy, right?
So that's going to be a gallery show?
There's going to be a gallery show. That won't be until April.
Okay.
And we're finishing up the venues. We're finishing up paintings. Like literally, I'll take you around the studio and you'll see half finished paintings of like Stan Lee stuff. And almost nobody knows about it yet. The very first people that are going to see it, besides like you guys and stuff like that, live will be on the 30th at the memorial. There'll be 6 or 7 paintings framed.
Oh wow!
And it'll be the very first, and then we've got a tour planned for it. Will be L.A., New York, Florida. I think Florida.
Yeah.
London, Dubai, and maybe Australia.
Oh wow! And so the gallery itself, the whole show is gonna tour all the work.
Oh
and
yeah.
everything? Oh, that's excellent.
Are you allowed
Yeah.
to talk about what you have in store for us? What you've been working on?
So, what do you mean?
Like what the paintings are?
Oh yeah, if you want to see a few of them, yeah. Okay, you're moving around the studio now, but
Oh wow!
so
Wow! Look at that.
so
That's so rad.
it's Stan as pretty much every character in every book, and all from the best books. And here, I'll give you a quick tour of the studio. You guys can say hi to Gnome and Cat.
Hi guys.
What's up?
So yeah, this is the studio, and these are all Stan paintings waiting to be finished.
Oh, so cool.
And so yeah, here.
How many pieces are going to be in the
Wow,
show?
Look at the Spider-Man. That's so
That's
good.
so good.
Oh! Or is oh my god.
Do you know the total number of pieces that are going to be in the show?
66.
Wow, that's a lot. That's awesome. Whoa. That's so good. Oh,
The
wow.
Infinity Gauntlet.
And he got the chance to see a lot of this before he passed away, right? That's what you were saying?
Yeah, he signed them like.
Oh,
right there.
wow. Oh, God. That's so great.
So yeah, let's see. Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's so good.
So here, and I'll take you very quickly into the back room. There we go. So yeah, this is, all the stuff that's hanging.
Oh, wow.
But So yeah, just to get you an idea. These are all of the stand pieces right now, and everything that's up there goes into storage and hot and cold storage stuff that's going to go out to galleries. Then all the stand pieces are going to go to the galleries. But I don't know if you guys remember Marvel did a Star Wars.
Yep.
Comic.
Oh yeah, Oh, it is the number one. There it is. It's awesome. Oh, that's so good.
So it's basically me painting after all of the other artists.
Right.
So, so it's Rob Pryor after, Steve Ditko, or Rob Pryor after Jim Steranko, or, any of that. So that is that's the secret show.
That's so the one cool.
I smell a roast.
Does it smell like a locker room?
Yeah, it sure does. So as our 4-week-long journey through the fitness world is coming to a close this week, we try to do back-to-back episodes of people who are athletic, who are into fitness, because the month of January, that's what's on everybody's mind. We're all going to the gym. We're all thinking about it. I wanted to do a roast that kind of commemorated that, and there's some really dumb fitness equipment out there. And I mean, have you, being your time that you spend in the gyms and stuff like that, is there anything that you look at when you see people in the gym and like using something that you're just like, why is there that?
Not necessarily at the gym, but I mean, I even think of as a kid, everybody had in their car one of those like grip strength things that you squeezed as you drove kind of thing. I remember that. That
honestly does have its use for practicality. I can attest this for real. My mother had carpal tunnel, and she got both of her hands done at once. So instead of having to go through it at the same time, she got them both done at once. So she really had low hand strength, and the doctor prescribed those for her.
Oh, wow.
And within a month, she was almost back to normal just by
doing
those,
I was
hand things.
I was actually having carpal tunnel issues when I was doing dental lab stuff, and also when I was playing bass. And I made things that worked it the other way, because that's usually a problem. You're pinching too much.
Oh, yeah.
So I got things that I could stretch out my hands with and build it that way. So, yeah, there's practical use for all those. But I'm just thinking of every dummy with a bandana playing Skid Row, squeezing one of those hand things.
So I found some crazy fitness products on the internet, and almost all of them are real. One of them isn't.
Okay.
But it's just incredible to me that even any of these exist, and I wanted to roast some of these this week. First up is one that I found. I don't think you can buy it necessarily anymore, although I did find some resellers on Amazon. It's called the iGallop.
Oh, no! My sister has one of these. Yay! I was on this thing the other day. I got a video of it. I got a video of it somewhere, I think.
Oh, I hope you do. Amazon's description is as follows. The iGallop is the revolutionary exerciser that can help you shape and tone your tummy, hips, seat, and thighs. The secret is in its zero-impact, triaxial riding action. Your body automatically responds to its multi-directional movement, and this balancing engages certain muscle groups and may help improve coordination and posture. It looks like a toy. It doesn't even look like you're getting any kind of workout out of this at all. Like, okay, so you've been literally on one of these things. Did you feel like there's any practicality to it?
No, none whatsoever. I was even standing up on it as it was going, and I was riding it backwards, and it's a lot of fun, but I wouldn't really... I think people are probably using it for the wrong thing.
Yeah, the iGallop. I don't know. I have a cute video I can throw in here too of a disconcerting kitty cat that found its way in an iGallop. But yeah, it's one of those that you see and you're like, I guess it had a good idea on paper.
No.
No. Speaking of a good idea on paper, the 70s were a weird time. Air shorts. Yup. That's a real thing. Air shorts.
What are these doing?
They are providing air to your shorts. No, they are a workout tool. Here's a 1971 ad for these air shorts.
These aren't real. These are fake.
This is what it says. This may well be the easiest, most comfortable trimmed-down method you've ever tried. All you do is slip into these astounding new slenderizing shorts and inflate them with the little hand pump we provide. Then merely do a few simple exercises, housework, or any usual daily activity. What happens after is likely to amaze you. The puffy, snug-fitting pockets of air which surround you actually work to provide gentle pneumatic support plus effective massage while they generate additional body heat.
No.
They're so happy, though.
Why are they happy?
Because they're working out with the power of air.
Why are they looking off into the distance? What are they looking at?
The other people not wearing air shorts and wishing they were them. I don't know. Why didn't these catch on, right? Why didn't
the idea is you pump them up full of air.
Yep.
And you walk around as they crush your nuts.
Yep.
And make you get in shape.
They generate additional body heat, and the pneumatic force allows to strengthen your abs and your butt and your thighs. Yeah. Yeah, right? Like, who would do this? I don't know. But, you could have sent away. Save $3.
$7
Send
bucks?
now.
$7.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. Try it for 30 days without risk.
Those look like the ad for Action Jeans.
Action
the Chuck Norris Action Jeans where you could do high kicks and jeans. So good.
So here is another one that is pretty great, and just the photo alone, it is called the Ab Answer.
Fake. That's fake. I know it's fake.
You are right. This is the only one that is fake. But what's great is it says, get a six-pack in seconds. And it's also got a quote from a Jeff on there, which is great. I couldn't believe how effective the Ab Answer was. Chicks dig it, says Jeff.
That's something you'd say.
And,
well, if you think about it, it would work if you wore it like under a shirt. It might look like you've got abs. They could have made it a little bit more of a better shape and less like a fucking fence. Jesus. That looks like, like a dog crate wrapped around your torso.
God. It's so funny. And then when I saw it, it was on a site that was talking about terrible fitness products.
Yeah.
They didn't do their research, and they were like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And I said the same thing. I was like, that's got to be fake. And I did my and it is. It's
so some Christmases I buy these boxes of fake
boxes.
Products. This is one of them.
Yeah, totally.
That's why I knew right away fake.
Yeah.
That's great, though.
What's not fake and is available for purchase now, which is even crazy, is something called the treadmill bike.
Oh, I've seen this.
Dutch inventor dreams up weird contraption which allows you to walk at the speed of the bike. What? That's why I'm biking. I don't want to
walk. Or walking.
It's called the Lopafit, and it is essentially a treadmill which actually moves. On its website, the firm which made the contraption wrote, Lopafit started as a small idea that started in the Netherlands. The inventor of this unique creation was training in a gym and thought to himself, how can I use a treadmill outdoors? I don't know, walk somewhere? Somewhere. You're using a treadmill inside because you can't walk everywhere. But outside, you can
You're set. You go.
Walk.
Yeah, stop buying things. You're good.
So from his own living room, he started to make the first Lopafit and took his exercise outdoors. Even his wife loves it, so says the website. Great, I guess.
Wow, that's the testimonial you have. My wife loves it.
My wife loves it. Starting at $1,000 and higher, you can own your own Lopafit, treadmill bike on wheels. Because, you know what? You know what's the worst about this?
Everything.
Is the minute you stop paying attention, you not only fall off a treadmill, but you're moving forward as you do it. So it's just like the worst.
You fall off a treadmill, you get run over, you fall into a thorn bush. Oh. Your bike runs you over.
Your bike just keeps going because the treadmill's just making it go. You can't even catch your bike. It just seems freaking weird. Another one that I'd heard about, but I'd forgotten about. It's called the Hawaii chair. Anybody remember this?
No.
Taking the work out of your workout is its tagline. The Hawaii chair. I've got a little bit of the infomercial I can play for you guys as we're talking about this. But basically what this is you sit in your chair, and it does a hula hoop motion as you're in your chair. And that is working out, everybody. Just 20 minutes a day. Yeah.
I feel like that's just going to fuck up your back.
Yeah.
That's
It
almost
makes you
like
dizzy. I
that-
was just getting dizzy. Just
You know what
whatever.
that is? That's an eye gallop with armrests.
Yeah, pretty much. She looks like she's really concerned as to why she ended up in this chair in the first place, but she's in it. She's making that modeling money.
Yeah.
Yikes. Hawaii chair. Again, a product you can buy today.
I hope Hawaii is in protest over these things. Like, how dare you use our name?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Do I have another photo of that or do I have the next one? I do have the next one. I could not talk about this. We're talking about terrible fitness stuff. I had to bring up the shake weight. The shake weight is the dumbbell in which the weights on either end are attached by a spring. It's for men and for women. There's a man's version of the shake weight and a women's version of a shake weight. Now, instead of reading you the product copy from shakeweight.com or however you can find it, it's on Amazon, it's everywhere, I went to WebMD.
Oh.
And wanted to hear what they had to say about the shake weight. And they first broke it down. Like I said, there's two versions, one for men. The women's one shake weight weighs 5 pounds and costs $20. The men's shake weight weighs 10 pounds and costs $30.
That's sexist. That's just assuming that women aren't as strong as men. And I know they are.
And it from their website, from the Shake Weight website, they tout it as it works with dynamic inertia. That is what is helping you lose the weight and tone the muscle. Dynamic inertia.
Isn't that just another word for movement?
The company claims that the Shake Weight for women will result in lean muscle, which implies fat loss, while it claims that men will experience an increase in muscle mass. However, the workout program of only 6 minutes is not enough to exercise to actually burn a significant amount of fat, nor is there enough weight to increase muscle mass. And then in addition, like you said, dynamic inertial, the concept may sound unique, but these two terms are used to describe movement,
Yeah, that's
dynamic
yeah.
and inertia. Based on this concept, basically any form of resistance training also uses dynamic inertia. Yes, you are now dynamic inertiaing yourself. This is
Don't dynamic inertia yourself too much, you might go blind.
This is directly from WebMD. Save your money and do not buy this exercise device. You can probably get the same type of workout by using a regular 5-pound dumbbell and shaking it back and forth. Of course, that would not be recommended as an effective way to work your muscles very well either. Although it may be better than doing no exercise at all, the shake weight does not come close to meeting the published and well-respected scientifically based exercise guidelines. This took the internet by storm years ago. You remember when these were everywhere? They were like on Ellen and Good Morning America, and like they were just everywhere.
I think that was almost the plan behind this marketing piece of genius here. It's just like, let's make an exercise equipment that's so like absurd and what's the word? I don't know, vulgar.
Yeah,
it's vulgar.
It's vulgar.
You
yeah.
fucking do this.
Yeah,
That's why
there's some great skits on SNL that have dealt with this.
South Park dealt with it really well.
Did it really well.
It shoots lotion at you and gives you change for the cab in the morning.
Man,
it's great.
South Park's the best. But I mean, yeah, They really tout their whole thing on this dynamic inertia, and they've said, I read this on WebMD too, which I think is great, and this is why you really have to do your research on anything that you buy. They say on their website that there are scientific journals that have published the results of the shake weight. Yet if you do your research, there is no mention of this in any scientific journal, and they have never cited what specific
How is that
scientific
legal?
publications. You can kind of put buzzwords everywhere, like, and just,
Is that like naming your meat like product 100% beef?
ish. I mean, you will get in trouble for it. I'm sure they've gotten in some sort of kind of, trouble.
But they're still around, right?
They're still around. You can still buy them on Amazon Prime, $10 or $20 or $30, depending on if you want the woman's or the man.
I'm so offended.
Oh, man. But anyway, that was where this whole thing started, was because I was thinking about stupid fitness equipment, and this was the first thing that came
I can't
to
believe
mind.
the iGallop was on that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It's so great.
I can't believe that you've been on an iGallop. No
I-
wonder you're in such good shape.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
It's here, D-Man. Tomorrow is the release of our Undying Love mug. Now, if you guys are watching the show as it premieres on Wednesday, you might have heard that today was the subscriber-only release. And we've told you before, if you guys want day early access to our limited edition mugs, sign up for that coffee subscription. And you can get it every week, every other week, every month, every couple months, however you want. But one of those perks that you get is having early access to the mugs. But tomorrow, on Thursday, Undying Love goes available to everybody. Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's Monster in Monster Slime Green Glaze. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's gorgeous. Thomas knocked it out of the park with this, as he does everything.
Yes, I'm so excited for this mug. And on top of that, because Valentine's Day is right around the corner, we're re-releasing our chocolate bars same day. So if you guys order these tomorrow, you're guaranteed to get the mug and however many chocolate bars you want to order in time for Valentine's. If you want to give them as gifts or if you just want to eat them all yourself. I bought 2 for myself, and I'm going to eat them all myself.
Nice.
Yes.
I actually bought a couple, and I don't know. I'm afraid to break into it because anytime I want something sweet is usually
late at night.
And I don't want to break into it. Yeah, I know it's a bad idea. I've done it.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to bring the chocolate back. You
Yeah.
guys really liked it when we came out with it right around Christmas time, and This company, Ethereal Confections, is so cool. We're gonna do a lot of stuff with them this year, and we're like, you know what? First thing we should do, let's bring those bars right back.
Hell yeah!
We had a lot of fun with those, and you guys really wanted more. So,
and by the way, with the subscriber-only release of this mug today, you can also get a hold of this chocolate.
So there you go. You guys want to get on that coffee subscription. But if you don't get on the coffee subscription, like I said, tomorrow is the actual release of the mug and the chocolate. Subscribe to the text message list. That is texting mugs to 484848. And as soon as this stuff goes live on the site, you'll get a text message and a link to buy it right from your smart device. It could not be easier. And I wanted to bring something else up that we talked about on a recent show, and everybody's really excited about it. And that is the release, the coming back of our cold brew coffee.
Wait for it. It's beautiful. So many beautiful things on this table right now.
Yeah, and if you guys missed the reveal, we have 3 different versions, but right out of the gate, these 2 are going to be coming very soon. We've got the black can, which is our unsweetened black coffee, and then we've got the black and red can, which is the slightly sweet black coffee. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on that. And basically, we've been spending months making sure that these products are right. Months, over a year.
Yeah.
Making sure that the products are right, the cans are right, everything is just the most best, awesomest thing we can possibly release to you guys. These 2 right here, they're certified USDA organic, ensuring that they're made with all natural ingredients and contain no artificial preservatives. Making sure our products are USDA certified organic is a top priority here at Death Wish. We do it with our coffee. We do it with everything we possibly can slap that sticker on.
I mean, even with our corrugated and chipboard, most of it's 100% recycled.
Yes.
So it's kind of what we got going on at Death Wish.
Right.
We care about shit.
So if you remember when we revealed these on the show a couple weeks ago, there is a 3rd version we will be coming out with this year, and that is our white and black can, our latte version. And we're still working on a USDA organic certification for our cream and sugar latte. So that particular one is going to be released a little bit later. We wanted to do it all at the same time, but you guys know sometimes best laid plans just don't work out, but we're not going to hold everything back just waiting on one. We want to get these guys out as soon as possible to you, and then that will just be right on the heels of it. Our Black and Sweetened cold brews will be available in early spring, and they have a shelf life of 1 year.
Great.
Which is really awesome.
You don't even need to throw that shit in the fridge, although I would recommend it because it tastes better.
Right. And the cream and sugar latte version will be released later in the year when we're 100% confident that the product that we're releasing is the best possible product we can give you. And we're really excited about it. In fact, I think it's even cool that it's a little bit of a stagger because you guys will get these first. You'll get to, try those out, and then we'll have a third variety like Christmas all over again. It's going to be great. So coming soon, like I said, you'll be seeing these in the spring. We're going to release them first and foremost on our website, but we got big plans for these little cans. Big plans.
Big plans for the little cans.
Yeah.
I like that, Jeff.
We do, though. I mean, we want to put them everywhere we possibly can. Retail, Amazon.
Everywhere we possibly
can.
Oh, I hate us.
But so just keep tuning into the show. Subscribe to that newsletter. Keep reading our blogs. We'll give you all the updated information that we possibly can on the cold brew because we're as excited about it as you guys are, and we want to get into your hands. We want to get these cans in your hands.
Oh, we're saying all the dumb shit today. Jesus.
I got a brand new product to show you guys. You guys love when we get to show you something that no one's seen yet. And Dustin's going to put it on for you. We're coming out with a worker jacket. Look at this jacket. It is awesome. High quality, durable jacket. It's made by a company called Cornerstone. It's 12-ounce, 100% cotton jacket with a 6-ounce polyfill nylon lining. It's got our industrial logo embroidered on the back and our skull and crossbones embroidered on the pocket. In the lining itself, like if you put your hands in those front pockets, they're warming pockets. It's thick. It's nice. It'll stand up the test of time. It's great for, long days.
I feel like it could take a bullet.
I don't think it can take a bullet. So
I'm putting my word on the line. These jackets can take bullets.
Oh,
this
my
is
God.
This is the jacket the Punisher would wear when he busts into a room and gets shot at and
be,
lives.
I will be talking to our lawyers after the show. Make sure that
takes bullets.
It does not take bullets. But we're really excited about this jacket. This is coming really soon, probably in the next month or so. We heard you guys. We were talking about releasing a bomber jacket recently, and people were saying that they liked it, but what about if we did more of like a worker jacket variety? And I really like it. Oh, it's even got the red tab on the hood there that we've been doing lately on some stuff, and it's quality, well-made product. And it looks great on you. Does it fit? It fits good.
Yeah,
too.
it fits great. Yeah, it fits great.
That was a large on you.
Yeah.
So we'll have a sizing chart for that. We'll have everything. But we wanted to show you that first and foremost before anybody saw that. Finally, this week on the update, I got something super special to show you. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I've got some video of an incredible artist creating a piece of artwork that we're going to be using very soon. Maybe around St. Patrick's Day? Maybe. Check this out. super mysterious.
Super mysterious.
Super cool. I can't wait for you guys to see what that is. We're going to be releasing more about that very, very soon, but I wanted to give you guys the teeniest little tease right there. And tune in next week for more on the update and more fun, new product reveals and all that kind of stuff. But thanks so much, guys, for sticking around with the show with us. Tomorrow, please tune into the podcast, available on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you find podcasts. Also, we put it right up on Facebook as well. We've got a double dose of a guest tomorrow for episode 110. We're really excited. First, I gotta say before any of it, it comes again from our incredible adventure to Los Angeles last year. When we were in LA for a week, we rented a car and we drove down the coast to San Diego, and we went to 10th Planet Poway in San Diego, and we met up with UFC fighter and former Marine Liz Carmouche. And this is the second time she's been on the show. We had her on back in season 1, and but we never met her in person. So we got to meet her in person. You got to take some classes from her, which is really cool.
I attempted to.
Yeah, and we got some of that footage in there as well. And we talked to Liz all about what she's been up to since the last time we've had her on the show. And she's going to be just half of what you see on episode 110 tomorrow. But I have a sneak peek of our interview with Liz right here. And I feel like, not even from a competition standpoint, but you guys are a family unit at this point.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a well-oiled machine of a school, and I think other schools should really look at that and take from that. Do you think that's going to happen? Do you think you're going to influence?
You know, I would hope so, but I think there's a few things that come into it. One of the things that's different about our school is we kind of fall under the 10 Planet EBI rules. Mm-hmm. So when we're competing, it's not for like the point system that you'll see other schools do.
Yep.
So, and that kind of harbors a more competitive nature, because you're going in for a finish. You're not going in just to play points.
Right.
And so when people see that, they want to work that much harder to be able to complete that and to be able to perform in that same way. So we harbor more competitive people. And the other thing being is just the way that we go out there. It's just, we are always facilitating bringing people in. We're a lot more welcoming, and we don't charge people like our competitors. We're not charging them extra, but like, oh, let me hold past you, let me help you with this. It's like, hey, I care about you and I have a skill set that you don't have, let me help you.
Yeah.
Other schools don't. It's all about the profit. It's all about making money. Yeah. So as a result, you don't have a high competition school, because they're like, well, they're just going to charge me if I try and ask for help. And we're not one of those schools. There's another school that I've been to, and we're like, okay, well, you showed us this. Well, how do we escape that? They're like, $100. I'll show you how to escape that.
What?
That's so insane. And that's actually pretty common when you go to other schools. And we're like, okay, yeah, I can show you that. And of course, you know, like, we also have to make money, but it really comes to us wanting to help each other. When I have a student that's hungry and they really want to learn something, even if they don't want to compete, and they're like, can you teach me that? I want to understand that more. Before I know, I'm like, oh, I just killed an hour of my time. What am I doing? I didn't have to help you out.
Yeah.
And it's just, we want to help our students. We want to see them succeed. Mm-hmm. And so we do everything in our nature to try and do that and just watch for their success. And other schools may not have that same thing. I can't speak to them, but I feel like that's probably what it is it's more about money, or they just don't have the energy or the time to be able to give into their students.
But that's not all for the episode.
But wait, there's more!
We also met up with an incredible instructor at 10th Planet, also a competitor in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Sloan Clymer. He's a brown belt in Jiu-Jitsu, and we talked to him about why he got into competitive fighting and mixed martial arts. He has such an inspiring story, and he was also part of the class that you were taking. Which was a lot of fun.
He actually took some good time with me, helped me on my striking a little bit. It was good.
It was really, really cool. So not only do we have Liz on the episode tomorrow, but we also have Sloan, and here's a sneak peek with Sloan.
I had an acquaintance. I wouldn't even say he was a friend of mine. He was a dude that I knew from back home. He was a friend of a friend.
Yeah.
And I hit him up, gave him a call, and he was living out here, you know, and I had known him when I was younger, and kind of asked him about it a little bit and how he liked San Diego. And he's like, dude, you can come out here and crash on my couch until you get your own place. So I drove out here on a whim, and then I got lucky after like 10 days, got my own apartment, and been living out here ever since, and yeah, so I just work full time at the gym now, and
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a good time, man.
Dude, I'll tell you what, this is my first time in San Diego.
Yeah.
It is so fucking beautiful here.
Dude, it is.
I can't, like, today's my first day, my only day in San Diego. We
Yeah,
went to,
yeah.
what was the name of the place?
Cocaran? No. Oh, God.
The little island off the...
Coronado.
That's it.
Yeah, my girlfriend used to live there. Yeah,
Holy crap, it's beautiful
It
there.
is. It's awesome.
And, like, I've seen a lot of places like it, you know, out in Key West and
For
stuff
sure,
like
yeah.
that, but it's never been as cool as what I've seen in
For
San
sure.
Diego.
Yeah, Coronado's beautiful.
And you must love it out here, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, life's a kung fu movie now, man. I'm fucking living it up, dude.
Sounds like
Hell
man.
yeah, dude. It's a good time, man. All I do is I compete, I train, I teach martial arts, and yeah, living it up.
So if this is your kung fu movie, where does it go?
I don't know, man. We'll see where it takes me. Like I said, I want to open my own jiu-jitsu school eventually.
Yeah.
That's the plan, you know what I mean? That's what I want to do in the long run. And, you know, I like helping people, and this is the best way to express myself, and I see it change people's lives every day, you know?
All right, so definitely tune in to the podcast tomorrow, Fueled by Deathcast, episode 110 with Sloan Clymer and Liz Carmouche. It's a great twofer episode. I'm very excited for you guys to hear both of those interviews. And as always, remember to follow us on social media. It's super easy to do. I am at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And I am at Deathwish Dustin.
And you can follow everything we do here at the show and the podcast at Fueled by Deathcast on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thanks for watching, sharing, and commenting, guys. We'll be back next week with a brand new show. Goodbye.
Cheers.